David MacKinnon!
David MacKinnon!
MacKinnon!
非常にいいバッティングをしています。レフトへ伸びていくか、下がって狙いった、見上げた、デビッド・マキノン。
Lock it in.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Pacific Swings. I am Jasper Spanjaart, a journalist, filmmaker, podcaster, and overall baseball nerd.
And I'm Dave MacKinnon, former Angels draft pick, 32nd round draft pick to be exact, international superstar, and not a baseball man.
Yeah, two lies to get the story started here. Good podcast start. Great job, Dave. Anyway, today we're talking about two players from a team I'm very fond of. I know Dave's very fond of this team. The Saitama Seibu Lions, very own Tatsuya Imai and Kona Takahashi. Two players who've led the Lions pitching staff in recent years. Just this May, I watched Imai throw 7 shutout with 10 Ks against the Marines. I haven't probably shut up about it since.
No, you haven't. Please shut up.
No, never.
Anyway, 2023, I played 127 games for the Seibu Lions, which means I watched Imai and Kona from the best seat in the house, normally first base. Every once in a while, I was at third base, and I felt bad for them because if the ball went to third, it was a coin flip.
You never know what would happen, right?
You don't know. I mean, maybe I field it and then throw it away, or maybe I just don't field it.
I mean, it's pretty cool that you had a sort of you had those first row tickets, right? You were there on the field with them. You faced them in batting practice, so we definitely need to hear some of these stories.
Yeah, I mean, I particularly wasn't a fan of facing them in batting practice, but both guys are getting posted this winter, and MLB teams are getting two completely different types of pitchers.
Yeah, and I think, following the Lions and becoming a bit of a Lions fan, hurts to see them go, but as that's 2/5 of your pitching rotation, and also with Imai probably being one of the best pitchers in MPB last year. Tough to see them go, but at the same time, I mean, they're ready. They have been ready. They're ready for the next step.
They're definitely ready for the next step. I mean, I think Kona has been ready for a while, and he got kind of bored, and the question is whether MLB teams really know what they're getting, because I don't really think they fully understand what they're getting.
No, and I think that's the case with a lot of guys that end up being posted. Obviously, this is one of the most familiar episodes we'll probably have the opportunity to do, because you're the teammate of these guys in 2023. I've been watching them for quite a bit. But let's give the people some context here. So the Seibu Lions are posting 2 starting pitchers in the same off-season. Not ideal for them, but hopefully some money will
not great for
come
them.
back. No, not great for them. Not great for the fan base. Let's start with Kona Takahashi. 28 years old in 2023. What were your sort of first looks on him? What were your first thoughts on him when you saw him pitch?
With Kona, so Kona was the captain of the pitchers. They always have like a captain of the pitchers, captain of the hitters, and then they have an overall team captain over there. So Gendo was our team captain, also obviously captain of the position players, and Kona was the captain of the pitchers. So there's a pitcher stretch, pitchers throw like throwing time pregame. He takes charge kind of making sure everyone's doing what they need to get done, making sure if we do a team outing or a pitcher's outing, like guys are all coming and on time, and making sure he's calling out guys when they're not taking care of their business in practice or in games. So leader, number one, leader, verbal leader, much more of just a good presence, good dugout guy, good locker room guy. So that's just kind of his personality. He's more fun, and I'm not saying more fun, but like if we're talking Imai is like business. Like he's in there, he's a little quieter, funny guy once he opens up a little bit, and you start to get to know him. He's super funny, but he's a little bit quieter. He's more like a 1, 2, 3 person type of person. Kona's like, hey, like, let's all hang out. Let's have fun. We're going to take care of our business and work really hard, but we're going to also party a little bit. Me and Kona enjoy each other.
You partied it up there.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really party it up, but we had a blast. We had lots of laughs in the locker room. We had lots of fun just on trips and at dinner and all that stuff. I mean, Kona's just a great guy. And so he's a guy that's going to fit in wherever he goes very easily.
I mean, that's
Pitching wise, though.
Yeah, exactly. Pitching wise, tell me
Yeah,
about
I'm
the
talking
pitching.
more. I talk more about my friends, you know. But pitching wise, 2023, I saw like the best year he's ever had. You know, 2023 he went to Driveline that offseason, added. I think he was averaging more like 94 on the heater, and he was up to 98, 99 that year. I think he was up to 99 that year. And so after that, he really wanted to get posted. It just didn't happen. Seibu Lions for them, it just wasn't a good business decision at that time. And I think he kind of took some wind out of his sails. He was like, like you got a couple more years. It almost feels like with the numbers and like his velocity, he kind of was going through the motions until he could get posted, you know. I saw peak Kona Takahashi hoping to get posted, and he was disgusting, you know. They didn't hit him. He mixes his pitches well, and he was throwing hard, you know. So he dropped off a tick with the velo, which I think he can get it back to that 94 and a half, which I think that's what he's going to need in the big leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great overall viewpoint, and I thought we could start their sort of journey based on, obviously they had a long NPB career. It's not like they pitch for a few years and then they're off to MLB. That's not how the posting system works. Like, listen back to some of our episodes because we tell you that it's not. But with Takahashi, so he had a 2.21 ERA in 2023, 120 Ks over 155 innings. We take it back to 2025. Takahashi threw 148 innings, had a 3.04 ERA, 88 strikeouts, averaged about 93 on the four-seam fastball, maxed out at 97. Throws about 5 different pitches, with a shout-out to Yaku Cosmopolitan for posting these on Twitter. Four-seamer, splitter, vertical slider, cutter, and a curve. Big fastball guy, 42%. So there's some if I please zone out if you're not interested in any of that. But Dave's not a baseball nerd, but I am. So we like this stuff.
I was a baseball nerd with forming approach and that stuff.
Yeah, so that
what
might be
the heck's a vertical slider? Like what is that?
I have no idea.
What's
said
a
vertical slider? It looked like, I don't know.
Is that a translation error? Like what do we got here?
No, vertical slider. It showed like script.
So is a slider that goes up?
Not that much of a nerd, apparently.
We'll ask Yaku Cosmopolitan then.
What that means. Anyway, just call it a slider. Let's just call it a slider.
It's a slider.
It's a slider. Anyway, that is actually, it brings me to a good question because you just alluded to something interesting. Say you were to face this guy. How do you approach him?
Yeah, I mean, for him, I would just try to get him up middle.
Mm-hmm.
He throws so many different pitches that are moving different ways. If you just look up middle, his four-seam fastball is not really like one that's going to like rise. It's more one that's going to like kind of like, whoop, like kind of get in on your hands a little bit because he's got a little bit of an arm side run with the four-seam. So it's kind of like a little boom, like right at you. So I would get him probably middle away, just up in the zone to try to stay off or not chase the splitter, vertical slider, you know. Give me a chance to hit the cutter, look middle away, so I have a chance to hit that cutter, and then the curve. Yeah, that's kind of how I approach all guys that are big mixers that don't have. I wouldn't say he's got any like elite pitch, you know, but he's got 5 good ones, you know. So kind of when you have like a dude with a nasty pitch, you kind of have to expect he's going to throw the nasty pitch. But he's just so good at mixing everything and making everything look similar. And it's like, oh, here's a fastball. Then I'm going to go a little this in and that away. And then just tunnel everything to look similar. And then you're just kind of like, oh, man, what just happened, you know?
No, and I think it's definitely a very interesting profile. And I think Takahashi's a very easy guy to dismiss based on his velocity. Because people look at him and go, well, he's 93. What is he really going to accomplish at MLB level? But we saw with Imanaga that, you know, Imanaga doesn't throw 95, 96 every night. You know, and he's able to be very successful. Obviously, different pitchers, completely different. But again, with Takahashi in 2023, like the games I watched, the guy was like the ace of the staff. He wasn't just the captain.
No,
he was the guy you looked at if you needed innings and you needed, you know, he needed good ERA in those innings. Yeah. Like he could do both. It's not just an innings eater. He could strike people out.
Yeah, no, he's a workhorse. When he had hit, and I will say, if he gets that 94 and a half average back, it's going to be an issue. You know, teams are going to be getting a lot more than they're going to be paying for, in my opinion. I just think that I mean, it really depends on. I know how hard he works, so I do think that he's going to add that extra. He's going to tick it up another mile per hour for the average heater, and I think that will help everything play up a little bit more because he knows how to pitch. He knows how to. I do remember he's very good at like latent counts, getting in on guys. You know, just being like, oh, I was out, bang, like 95 inside corner. You know. And that's hard to combat when you're hitting and you get 2 strikes on you. Like you got to protect.
Yeah, and I think I don't know why, and he's a different pitcher, but he sort of does remind me, the 23 version of him at least, of Sandy Alcantara with the Marlins. For some reason, like when Alcantara's velo's up, untouchable. When his velo's down, saw it in 2025. Mixed results, like mixed bag. But I don't know, for some reason they just sort of they do strike me as the same sort of pitcher. I don't know with Kona. We'll see obviously where he goes, and the money won't be near. Well, we'll get into that a bit later. Won't be near what Imai will get. But you have to wonder, like, if this guy was posted 2 years ago, what would have happened? Because he would have gotten a different contract,
a different deal. Yeah, he would have gotten a lot different deal.
Yeah. As far as pitching, we'll throw up some video. I found some footage of a 2023 game because why not? You were there. You're on the field, so you might have.
Just make sure you lock in on me catching that ball at first base. Okay.
Ooh, that'll be. We'll slow mo that. Okay, we'll make that. Give it
That's
some
good.
glitter and some. We'll put some jazz on that. I'll roll some video now. Just tell me what you see with this guy. It's a game against the Buffaloes 2023.
That's the old, he just gets in on you. Like, he's got that good angle. He's downhill angle. So it's not like it's a 4-seamer, but it's not really rising, you know, and it kind of explodes in late on you.
Long hair.
I mean, obviously the hair's flowing. You know?
It's flowing.
He's got swag. He's a big dude. He's like 6'3", 6'4". So he's got that good extension. Slider. The location's what makes him special. That's one thing he's going to have to get used to is, that was probably a strike, but the strike zone's a tick smaller in the MLB.
Look at that guy.
Catch, Dave. Let's go. But he's always been good at just forcing ground balls, you know. The ball just has like a little bit of late run sink action on it, and he's good at what he does. Nice little splitter there. Or was that the vertical?
That might have been the vertical slider. You never know.
That's the splitter.
You don't know when it hits you. That's a splitter, yeah.
But yeah, he just throws everything well, everything for strikes, locates
it seems there's
everything.
a lot of late life to whatever.
Late life, yeah. There was in 2023. There's a ton of late life. Whether or not he's still like when he gets that back, nice pick, Dave. Good stretch.
It's
nasty.
Like commentating your own game from 2 years ago.
That's a ball in the big leagues, unfortunately.
That's definitely a ball. Yeah, I don't know how I don't know how you get that.
This
call.
is why
I have no idea.
Struggle. It's hard to hit in that league.
You still at first here? That's it. Okay.
That's it. Hey, there we go. That boy, Dave.
Nice
and a vertical slider.
That might be the vertical slider. You never know. It does have some like rise to it initially. Maybe that's why it's called like.
I don't think that's why.
I don't know. Clutching at straws here. I'm trying to like help the guy. I don't know why it's called. It's probably a bad translation.
I think
it's a bad translation.
I think it's because of the vertical. Like I think it's more just moving up and down. Like so, it's not a slider that's like moving so much to the side. I feel like it's probably
not going to go.
Down. Yeah, it's not going across. It's going straight down. I think they're more describing a gyro slider, how it just kind of spins and goes.
Right. Okay.
I've never heard vertical slider before though. That's what I would guess. What you were saying of like it pops up, I'm like, no, that's just a really bad slider. You definitely don't want that pop.
No.
Then the hitter's just like, oh, let's go.
Oh, we're trying to be insightful here. We're coming up with pitches that don't exist. Like, it's going to be people listening to that. Well, I wonder when Takahashi's going to throw that vertical slider in a game next year. Well,
I mean, Pacific Swing said he's got a vertical slider.
he's got a vertical slider. So, before we move on to Tatsuya Imai, we wanted to tell you this episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Jax Athletics, makers of premium baseball and softball batting gloves. Amazing stuff. They're designed for players who demand the best grip, comfort, and durability, as Dave will soon show. Whether you're playing pro ball in Asia, weekend beer league, we don't care. Jax has you covered. Check them out at jaxathletics.com. Their URL will be in the description. Use code Pacific Swings, all caps. Name of the podcast for 15% off your next order. Any order they didn't say, so get yourself some gear.
Get your shirts, get your hats, get anything you want. Okay, there's headbands. They sent me a headband. I'm not wearing that because I need a haircut first, but I'll wear it next time. Anyway, appreciate you, Jax. Thank you, Troy and Mark. And you don't need to be. It's cold out here in Texas today, so I think I'm just gonna throw these on for the rest of the podcast and just stay warm,
You have to stay warm.
Create
it's
that,
important.
yeah, and create this grip. Wow. If only Mark gave me a couple pairs during the season. These are nice gloves. They almost feel like a golf, like they're really thin golf grip, but like they're not gonna rip as easy. Like
you want to show them off a little bit more to the people.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, they feel like. I mean, from the side, it's like, wow, swag. Like, they look good. These are good-looking gloves,
Yeah,
So-
it's and they're not paying us to say that. We promise.
No, we promised we'd pay. We promised we'd say it. Okay?
We say, yeah.
We'd say it.
You pay, we say.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how
Pacific
it goes.
Swings. So, yeah, we appreciate the people at Jax, obviously Mark and Troy Payton, who do a very good job with their merchandise. So head on over to the website, get yourself some gear. Now, Dave,
Yes.
Tatsuya Imai. Different conversation, I think.
Totally
Because
different conversation. Totally
I looked
different.
at his pitching profile. There's no vertical sliders here, so I'm very pleased.
He does honestly throw the gyro slider, though.
He
Yeah, he
does
does
throw
have that little gyro slider. So, I mean, maybe he does throw the vertical slider.
Who knows? So 6 pitches in total in 2025, 4-seamer, slider, changeup, curve, splitter, and a Vulcan changeup. Any idea what that means? A Vulcan changeup?
Yeah, it's when you kind of, instead of throwing a splitter, you kind of just split your hands like this and throw the changeup. So it's almost like this.
A little bit higher.
So it's kind of a changeup. Oh, ready?
Show the people. Yeah. Okay.
So it's you kind of just split your hand, almost like a circle change-ish type thing.
Yeah.
But you're kind of just splitting the two. And I mean, you can grip it differently, but 2 fingers together, 2 fingers together. Kind of like a 2-seamer with 2 fingers on each side, That's the Vulcan change.
It sounds horrifying to face.
I mean, you can throw it a tick
changeup.
harder. You're not gonna be as hard as a 2-seamer. It's gonna be not harder than a regular changeup. A little bit more dive than a 2-seamer. I mean, and a little less dive than the changeup.
That sounds
Probably gonna have a little bit more spin than a normal changeup too, because the whole point of changeup is to create less spin. So it kind of is just like moving a little bit slower and diving. Where a 2-seamer will have more spin than a changeup. Then obviously the 4-seamer spins the most because we're trying to create rise,
Yeah, we keep it at that because otherwise it's going to be a podcast where people just tune out.
Yep, they
Anyway.
don't know what we're talking about. Sorry, that was my
guys.
baseball nerd
Yeah,
stuff
sorry,
going
guys
on
and
there.
girls talking about. Anyway, he's still
Anyway,
a front-
Vulcan change and splitter, similar. He can throw
Okay.
the Vulcan change a little bit harder than the splitter, so that's kind of the difference.
Got it. He's still a 4-seam heavy guy. Throws
Yep.
it for an average. Threw it for an average of 95.
Yeah.
In the past
I mean, he throws
season.
hard.
Axed out at 99.4. So
Once again, throws hard.
throws hard. And I'll gladly let the world know how much of a fan I am of this guy's, but how good is he,
Shut
Dave?
up. Shut up.
How good
Shut
is
up. He's nasty.
he? He's nasty,
So
right?
in
He's so good.
2023, he's disgusting. He threw me a slider that I swear started behind me and ended as a ball outside. Like the ball just moves so much, and he added that little gyro slider, so now he's got a different one too. So mean, he might have 5 pitches, but he can manipulate that slider. He just manipulates that slider to do a couple different things. But he's nasty.
Give me that rundown, because I think it was the first week of spring training where you had to face him.
Yeah,
right?
so obviously I wasn't like locked in yet.
You weren't the full proper good Dave yet.
No, it wasn't. I mean, that took till like the season started, and I was still not great. But yeah, so you're trying to obviously during spring training adjust to new pitching styles. The ball just gets the different balls because it comes out a little bit different. A lot of people don't realize that every league uses a different ball. Every ball kind of travels a little bit different through the air. So I'm getting used to that. And like this ball, like it comes out and it's just like a BB, like exploding. Now he did have some slight location issues, like from his beginning of his career and they getting better every single year. In the last 2 years have been really good. He still was kind of like, he would walk some dudes, but he would still punch out everyone, you know? So in 2023, he actually walked me. But I remember he threw 2 sliders that I took one and I swung at one that was not a strike because it moved a ton. And his fastball was like, boom, like almost hit me and I was scared. And then he threw a 3-2 changeup for some reason that almost hit me as well. And I ended up walking it. But the only thing I took from that at bat, I get to first base and like, every single one of those balls moves so much and it moves so late. Like, and I was just thinking to myself, like, if this is what Japan is, dude, I am screwed. I'm not gonna hit good. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't what Japan was because he's the best pitcher in the league. Stuff wise, I think he's got the best stuff. Like he had it back then, he has it now. Like the actual pitches now, it's just like, does he throw enough strikes for that stuff to matter?
We'll play some footage again 2023 because that's the season Japan was turned on its head because one Mr. David MacKinnon entered the premises and just changed the future of baseball forever. We'll play some video of that. The sweet uniforms too, if I may add. You'll see.
Oh yeah. And then obvious backstory to this is we're playing Rakuten there, and he destroys Rakuten. They cannot hit him. So I remember every time he's like, I want to face Rakuten. They just couldn't hit him. Like the most they would score against him would be a 1 run.
Yeah. And
that might be the gyro slider.
There he is. First base. Great play.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And it's like, why did you swing at that? Well,
yeah. Why did you swing at it? I mean, he just threw a fastball there, and then it started in the same spot as the fastball, and it just looked like a fastball, but then it wasn't a fastball, but I'd already swung, so it didn't really matter, you know.
No,
that's why I swung at it.
I think Imai is going to be talked about. Let's just put it that way. He's obviously, I know I can't bring this up on this podcast, but I saw him against the Marines in May earlier this year, Saturday night game, and the guy was just dealing. The guy is just a pleasure to watch. I don't know, I can just watch this footage over and over again because he's just a very, very good pitcher.
You're his biggest fan.
I am probably, yeah. I'm not sure he knows.
You're probably his non-Japanese biggest fan because there is one dude that dresses up like him every single day.
Yeah, I'm not quite at that level yet. I'm not sure I'll get to that level yet. I don't know whether I want to be at that level, but I don't know.
He's fun to watch, fun to play behind. And he's just gotten better every year. And I feel like that's kind of what you're looking for. He also has that like lower release. So it kind of, that creates more horizontal movement typically, you know? So the slider's going to go a little bit that way when he wants it to. He can also just make it go down. But the fastball just explodes. Like his fastball's similar to Kona's with a lower angle. So it creates a little bit more of a rise effect. And it explodes in more. So it's just like, so it's just a better fastball. That's kind of the difference. He has better metrics on his fastball combined with he throws a little harder than Kona, you know? Pitchability wise, Kona's location is going to probably be a tick better. But when you have more velocity, you can miss, you know?
Yeah,
and then the off-speed pitches are a tick better too. So, you know, you have a better chance of missing barrels with the higher velocity and the better off-speed kind of movement. So I do think Kona can get back to his 2023. and be similar, and people are going to be like, "Whoa, like that's a cheap deal for Kona." I think you could spend 250 on Imai, and you might get him for like that might be cheap too. Still, like after we see what he does, everyone that's you're going 250, that's ridiculous. Like Yamamoto got 325. Everyone was saying Yamamoto, like, how do you pay 325? I'm like, I know how to pay 325 for him. That dude's disgusting, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And it's also good to remember, I think, Imai's 26.
yeah, they're young. He's young. So, like, you could throw him on a 10-year deal, and, like, he's only going to get better. It's going to be maybe, like, the first year he needs to learn some stuff and figure out how to throw that big league ball. But after that, man, just like Yamamoto, he's disgusting this year, you know?
Yeah, and I think he's I don't know what probably went on in the background, but I think Imai's been preparing this move for a while now. It's not like he just decided this offseason, well, I might get posted this year. Yeah. I mean, this guy is a guy that looks ready. He is ready. The guy's a rock star, dude. The guy watching him for the Lions every start, like he's one of those pitchers that if I know Imai's pitching, I'll circle that day and try to see if I can watch the game. Because he's just that good. He is that good. But let's be realistic about some of the MLB translations. You just threw some numbers out there. I think Kona's hard to project because I reckon
Kona's very hard to project because I can see
a cheap deal, but it's not going to be fair.
You go
for
ahead
him.
first. What do you think?
I don't know. I think he'll sign he'll sign like a 2-year, $16 million deal, something like that.
I think he deserves more.
I think he deserves more.
However, because I think the ceiling is like he could be a $50 million player, not over 2 years, but like maybe over a 4 or 5 year deal. I don't know if they trust him enough, like team wise. Like, so I kind of like your valuation. I think they might even lowball him more.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised with him if teams are like, if they do like a 1 year, like $5 million, or like even he gets potentially like a minor league thing, which I think would be wild. But
if that happens,
I would go back to the MPB. I would go back to the MPB.
I think he'll get.
I don't think I could see that happening. I think I could see the 1 year like $5 to $8 million.
Sort of prove me deal. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Just like, hey, can you do the 23 version? And then maybe like an option for the second year. I don't know, man. It's because I think he deserves a 5-year, $50 million deal. That's what I think. But
yeah, I think the fun thing with him is every team will be in play. When we talk about
every team is in play, yeah. It's
when
more
we talk
like,
about
guys
who get posted, the Imai will be, that'll be a secluded.
Imai already told everyone. Number one, he wants to be not on the Dodgers. Number two, which
makes sense.
You have Scott Boras as your guy. If the Dodgers offer you the most money, guess what you're taking?
Yeah,
probably
you're
taking the Dodgers. But if he really doesn't want that, he wants a playoff team. So he wants a playoff team that now cuts off about 2/3 of the league, So you're left with Boston, New York,
San Francisco,
Philly, San Diego, San Francisco, maybe. Like, it needs to be somebody that can do some damage. Like, I'm talking like division winners pretty much.
I think the Blue Jays
maybe
very well be in play. I think
Blue Jays could be in play.
Our guy Gosuke Kato has probably seen his fair share of Imai pitching.
Yep, that's true.
If he's in that front office, that'd be a great signing for him.
That would be an unbelievable. I mean, I think that could get them over the hump next year. However, I also think that the Dodgers underperformed and still won the World Series. So there's that too.
True. You look at the past couple of months.
They had like their worst possible year and they still won the World Series.
And they needed former Marlin Miggy Rojas to hit them a 9th inning home run.
A 9th inning homer.
It's just spectacular.
Yeah.
But I think, and I think just New York, the New York teams will very much be in play. I think the Yankees
New York teams will definitely be.
The Yankees will be desperate for him. I think so will the Mets. I think there's some question marks around Senga, what will happen with him.
Honestly, the Yankees need to freaking sign.
The Yankees need
maybe.
I think the Yankees might try to do a double signing from the posting period.
They might have to because they really don't have that first baseman. I mean, they have Rice, but he's defensively not great. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. The Yankees are like a really good team that doesn't have a chance to win the World Series right now. It's like they just don't have the hitting the ability to hit in the postseason. Like, you need to not punch out in the postseason, and all they do is punch out, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of the difference. That's why the Blue Jays are so good. They don't punch out.
They don't
you
punch
know?
out. Yeah,
The
that's
more,
true.
if you put the ball in play, you have a 300 average. Like, that's just pretty much it. It's like balls put on play, it's like 290 or something. So
Yeah,
for
and
every punch out you don't have, you have a 30% chance of getting a hit.
But talking, because you shared a locker room with this guy for a year, although you
Yeah.
didn't see him every day because he's a starting pitcher
No.
and they don't go and do off whatever they need to do.
They
But
just
when you think
crazy.
about this guy's character, and obviously some stuff in the media has been publicized already, saying that he wants to be the one to take the Dodgers down. I think that's it's slightly exaggerated from
I
what
think that's
he
just
said.
like, I
He
think
said
that's
in
just hyped up a little
he's
bit. It's
being
like,
really,
I
I want to take those Dodgers down.
I don't think
guys,
it's so much that.
that's not what he said. He probably just
He'll-
wants to have a chance to be on a winner. And yes, he's a competitive guy. So, but again, if the Dodgers put a crazy offer in front of him, he'd be crazy not to take it. But talking about this guy's character, what do you see as a natural fit? Is he a New York Yankee? I know they'd love to sign him. Every team would love to sign him. Where do you see him fit when you talk from a cultural point of view?
Honestly, I feel like Toronto would be I think Toronto would be a pretty good fit. Maybe Boston.
San
I don't
Diego?
really see. I don't know if he wants to be. I don't know if he wants to directly be competing against them on a weekly basis. Maybe the Mets, but I don't see the Yankees. For some reason, I don't see Imai signing with the Yankees. I just don't see that. I know Tanaka didn't really like his finishing time there, and Tanaka has a lot of say, and just like he talks to the stars that are going to go over there, So I'm sure he's in their ear about that type of stuff and where he liked to play, where he didn't like to play, and stuff like that. So I remember hearing that he didn't like his last year or so with the Yankees. It's a lot of pressure. Like, guys get DM'd, you get DM'd, which obviously it'd be nice to not understand what people are saying, but I'm sure they find a way to DM you in Japanese. So it's not like that's a problem. And just tell you suck and your family's the worst and they hope you just get hit by a train on the ride home. Like, they're just mean, It's a little bit worse. Like, we played with Brooks Krisky, and he said that there's, like, if you let up a run, people were just messages on messages in your DMs after the game. It's crazy, he said.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if people want to really go there and sign there and just sign up for that when you could just make the same money somewhere else, get less taxes taken out, and not be just annihilated, on a daily basis. I wouldn't want to sign there, if I was the same money on the table. They'd have to give you a lot more money in order for you to sign there.
Right. Toronto feels
right.
It does.
They're in the big, like, they're in the World Series.
They're there.
They're right where they need to be. He would slot right in there, dude. Toronto feels right. Yusuke Kikuchi already played there, so he can go talk to him about Toronto and stuff.
Another former Lions star.
Yeah, and then who's the other guy? The funny guy. Played against him in the Caribbean series.
Monkey never cramp.
He also played there, so I mean, he's got people he can talk to about that, so that's good.
Kawasaki, yeah, that's
Kawasaki, yeah. I definitely think
Kawasaki. We need to get him on the podcast.
That would be electric. That would be electric.
I think you and him will be too much vibes. I reckon you'll set something up.
I talked to him during the Caribbean series. He's hilarious. He's just as funny. So
that interview, I must have seen that interview one too many times.
Oh yeah. And hey, have you seen the one with Poppy? He's like, Poppy big, Kawa small.
Yeah.
He's so funny, dude.
You need to sort that out.
I need to get him on.
Go and DM him because
I'll DM him until he responds to me.
All right, dude. So 2 Lions aces. We'll be very interested in seeing where they go. Obviously, you heard some. I'm not sure what you call predictions or projections or whatever you want to call them. We have no idea where these guys are headed.
No idea where they're headed. Hoping they get as much money as they can. They're happy, and we get to watch them play next year. That's my goal.
Exactly. So obviously the Lions are going to miss them, but they're ready for the challenge. Excited to see where they go. I'm pretty sure they'll turn some heads because they're very good pitchers. Very, very.
They turned my head in Japan, and I know baseball really well. So for people who don't know baseball, they're gonna be like, "Oh, how'd they get this guy? You know, like it's crazy. Why don't we always sign Japanese guys?" Like the guy was disgusting for 8 years in Japan. Okay, like let's have some respect for the league over there. It's a good league.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another episode of Pacific Swings. Don't make us beg for you to click that subscribe button, though.
Yep. Hey, click the subscribe button with
It's not-
like up here or
it's
down
never
here.
been there. It's down
Or
there.
Maybe it's
No.
there.
No.
Or could it be here? But hey, look at these Jax Plus. Pretty sick.
Use code Pacific Swings, Jax Athletics. Thanks everyone for listening, and see you next time.